Okay, welcome back to Da Nang. So, just wanted to show you the place that I'm staying. I'm here at the Happy Apartments. I'm on the other side, on the second floor. Very nice little room, and good air conditioning, nice big comfy bed, and nice friendly people running the place. So, this is the An Thuong area of Da Nang. And this place, you see there's construction going on right opposite me. This place is where most of the expats live, the foreigners. So you've got lots of Australians and Brits and Americans and Russians, people from all over the world living around here. And because of that, it's kind of somewhat westernized compared to the rest of the area. So you've got lots and lots of Western style restaurants. So I'm just going to walk down the street, and so this is An Thuong 3, and then you have An Thuong 4, 5, 6 going off in that direction, I believe in that direction, and then going lower in this direction, and they just crisscross. It's just like parallel streets all along the An Thuong area, and they're kind of like semi-pedestrianized. You don't really see many cars, you see the occasional motorbike, but it's sort of, they're kind of like walking streets. But you'll see that there are just so many restaurants. So this is a Japanese place right here. There's a Korean restaurant right next door, an Indian restaurant right next door to that. There's another Indian restaurant right here. Place to get my laundry done. I just dropped my laundry off there earlier. There's another Korean style bar, I think, there. And that's really what it is. It's just restaurant after restaurant, nail salons, convenience stores, and apartment buildings, lots and lots of apartment buildings. There's one right there. They're all very similar. They're all this sort of design, kind of tall, narrow buildings. You can rent motorbikes there. I'll probably do that at some point, maybe in a couple of weeks. Rent a motorbike for another week and go exploring. But for now, I'm just going to hang tight in this neighborhood. That's a nice looking apartment, Phoenix Apartments. One of dozens and dozens of coffee shops. Nice little convenience store right there. A pretty big hotel right there. The Charming Beauty Hotel. So there you see An Thuong 3. I'm going to walk this way towards An Thuong 2, and I'm going to walk down there so you can see that. I just actually had my breakfast here and it was fantastic. I had a banh mi and an iced Vietnamese coffee for $2. Excellent banh mi. Lovely crusty baguette and char grilled pork. Delicious. Alright, so this is An Thuong 2 in parallel to An Thuong 3, and you'll see again just a load of restaurants. There's a New York pizza place there. There's another Indian restaurant right here, baguettes. There's a hostel, place to get a tattoo. I'll be getting an Arsenal tattoo, the way things are going. Maybe I'll do that if we win the Champions League. I may get an Arsenal tattoo. I'm only half joking. This place here, Bikini Bottom, is one of the most popular restaurants around here, and I've been there a couple of times. They do really excellent burgers there. So if you're in the mood for Western food and you've had enough of the Vietnamese food, which occasionally happens, you get a craving for a burger or a pizza, that's one of the places you can go to get a really good burger. And here, yeah, you see more apartment buildings. There's a pub there, BN Pub. No shortage of convenience stores. Most of them are open 24 hours. So if you have a craving for Cadbury's fruit and nut at 3 in the morning, you've got a place to go. Not that I'm talking about myself, obviously. There's a Mexican restaurant right there that's supposed to be very good. Another hotel. Yeah, and it's just like this all along. There's so many places to eat. Now with these Western restaurants, you know, you're paying a little bit more than for the Vietnamese local restaurants, but it's still reasonable. But yeah. Oh, there's a PSG fan right there. Yeah, we'll see. Giving some cheek to a PSG fan there. Right, so over here, that was PSG. Sorry, that was Anton 3, and this is the beach. So this is how close I am to the beach in this new place. Maybe I'll walk down to the beach. Hi. This is a sports bar called Chevy's, I think it's called. Another Indian restaurant there. Okay, and so this is actually not called, this is another parallel street. Let me get down here. So this is also Thuong. I suppose you would say that this is Thuong 1, I think, I don't know. But this is again another parallel street with a ton of places to eat and shop and have coffee and just basically hang out. So you walk around here, you do see more Westerners than locals. And to be honest, this is not a place I would ordinarily want to live, but I thought I'm going to check it out for at least 1 month, see what it's like here to actually live in this area. Of course, I've been here, I've walked here many times, but actually living here, I was just curious to know what it was like. It's not generally my style to be in such a sort of touristy area, but we'll see what it's like. There's a nice Vietnamese restaurant there. And of course this is a local Vietnamese traditional cuisine, but because it's in this area, this touristy westernized area, you're probably going to pay quite a bit more, and it's a proper restaurant. So you could probably get the same food, well I know you could get the same food at some roadside place for probably half the price, but still well worth it. Moon Milk, this is kind of like, Moon Milk is kind of like a 7-Eleven of Vietnam. Very, very popular convenience store. We see loads of them around. There's another couple of Vietnamese restaurants. And as you can see, there is construction going on everywhere here. They're building a place right opposite me. This place, Roots Plant-Based Cafe, kind of like a vegan restaurant, and it's supposed to be really, really popular and really good. I will probably try that out sometime, even though I'm a bit of a carnivore. Alright, so back on the other side of this Thuong Street, and we'll hang a left and head towards the beach. So yeah, the beach is very, very convenient. It's a lovely day today. Not too humid, not too hot. And of course, if you come out here really early, it's First of all, it's going to be much busier with locals on the beach, but it's also going to be even cooler. That's the time to come out and get some exercise. This is my first time actually on the beach since I got back from Bali. I've been pretty busy running errands for the last 2 or 3 days. So today is the first time I've got time to really go for a long walk on the beach. I've also had a very Champions League focused schedule where I've been watching football games at 2 a.m. So I've been sort of sleeping in a bit in the morning. Here we go, the usual adventure of crossing the street. It's a zebra crossing, but nobody stops, so you just go for it, you just walk. There we go. You just have to show a bit of confidence. Oh yeah, there's the beach. It's lovely to be back in Da Nang. A little bit kind of hazy over there. You can see the Lady Buddha off in the distance. Quite a few people on the beach. Don't know what's going on here. And so this is where I used to live. It's probably about a 15 minute walk in that direction over to the left. So I've basically moved south to the Thuong area, which is where I am now. See a sign over there, Thuong, just to signify where the neighborhood starts. The Thuong neighborhood starts. So when people move to this part of the world, to Da Nang, you know, that's where a lot of people say, oh yeah, you really need to come and live in Thuong. That's where all the expats live. That's where the co-working spaces are. That's where it's sort of like you can get all the Western food. So if that's your thing, if you want to sort of feel like you're in Vietnam yet you're still in touch with the West, Thuong is definitely the place to be. But if you want a more local experience, a more authentic Vietnamese experience, then that's not where you live. And it's where I was not living the first couple of months, and it's where I won't be living in 1 month when I leave this place, because I'm going to go to Hoi An for a month before I go back to the United States and England for 6 weeks or so. So I've already made a decision that I'm only going to be there in this place for 1 month. But I'm sure I'm going to really enjoy it. And of course, you know, you just go walking for a few minutes and you're in a completely different area, a different neighborhood. So even though you're living in that neighborhood, you're not trapped there. You can go over to the city side, or you can walk up the beach and be in a kind of distinctly different area. I've really missed this promenade over the last month being in Bali. It's so nice having this beautiful walk right on your doorstep where you can walk 2 or 3, 4 miles in either direction. There's loads of people on the beach here, look. Yeah, good beach day. And there's people in the water too. They must have the lifeguards out. Right, I'm going to walk back towards where I'm living, to Thuong, show you more of that. area, the tourist streets as they call them. Okay, so back in the Thuong area. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, this is a new night market that they've just built and they're still building. So this is going to be a place that's open at night where they'll be selling food and souvenirs and stuff. Nice little banh mi place. It's like a jewelry shop. Oh yeah, I like the look of this. See this? Expat clothing, Da Nang, live globally. Hello. Yeah, I'll come back later and have a look. But yeah, nice t-shirts. I'm sort of interested in getting one of these at some point. Yeah, looks very good. Thank you. I'll see you later. Bye bye. Beer cafe. Can't go wrong with that. There's a spa, get a massage. Yeah, but that's where we just walked down, so heading back towards one of my cross street where I live, but I'm going to walk on a bit further so you can see the rest of this area. There's an Irish pub there, Radio Dublin, it's supposed to be really good. Place to rent motorbikes. Nice place for breakfast right here. That's a nice looking hotel called the Eco Green. I remember seeing a review of that the other day. So this is my street right here. There's a place called Pappy's right here. I haven't been here yet, but you can get decent pizza there apparently. But yeah, I live down here. Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And yeah, let's go down here. So this is the another parallel Thuong Street. I'm seeing some of these places for the first time myself because I'm not that familiar with this area. But now that I live here, this is obviously my new neighborhood. Alright, so this is Thuong 4, one down from me. And they all look basically the same, kind of like semi-pedestrianized walking streets with a plethora of coffee shops and restaurants and salons and laundry places. It's just bewildering how much there is to do here, how many places there are to eat. I'm going to have to find a really good coffee shop to use as a co-working space where I can hang out for a couple of hours and work. Hello. That looks like a nice place, nice coffee shop. They're all air conditioned, so it's kind of important. Okay, the Hangout. Alright, that's familiar. I'm trying to remember if I've been there before. There's a vegan restaurant. There's plenty of vegan places here. Burger Bros is a burger place. Romcastle Hostel. So hostels are, you know, the really inexpensive places to live where the backpackers hang out, and you might be in like a shared dorm, or you may have a private room, or you may be sharing a room, but you know, you're staying there for maybe $5 a night, $10 a night at the most. So for these young backpackers out on a big adventure, it's perfect. Cheap, communal living with like-minded backpackers. It's the thing to do when you're younger. Not for me now, of course, but that's what I would have been doing 30, 40 years ago for sure. Alright, so here's another cross street called Le Quang Dao. Another nice coffee place with koi fish swimming away. Oh, that's nice. There's a fruit mart where you can just buy fresh fruit. Oh man, let's go check that out. Yeah, so you can buy like fresh fruit in here, and dried fruit, mangoes, etc. Nice. It's also a convenience store. There we go. Dairy milk. No fruit and nut from what I can see, but is this fruit and nut? Nope, just dairy milk. Another Indian restaurant. I've only eaten Indian food once since I moved to Vietnam. I'm sure I'll be eating it again soon. This is supposed to be really good, this place. Pumbaa's. I believe it's like a Brazilian steakhouse, I think. Place to get good steak. The Da Nang, I ate there once, it was excellent. Had breakfast there a few weeks ago. Another Vietnamese diner. Another Indian restaurant. Incredible. Must be about 8 or 9 Indian restaurants in this area. And they are authentic Indian, they're actually run by Indians. So you can get the usual chicken tikka masala and butter chicken, naan bread, all the usual goodies. Nice little bar. I'm going to go back towards my place. There's another place to get a banh mi, coconut coffee. That looks really nice, I'll have to check that out. So that's Thuong 4. So Thuong 3, this is my street, is right here. And there's the beach, so you can see how close I am. I'm going to have to try the pizza from this place at some point. I'm sure it's very good. Pappy's kind of a Greek style place, I think, but they do pasta and pizza, steak. All right, almost home. There's a little fake English phone box right there. Pretty sure you can't make phone calls from there, but maybe it's not fake, maybe it's a real one that they've somehow imported over. Let me have a look. Yeah, it looks like it might be an old English phone box. Okay, so that's the end of the tour for now. Back to my place, which I've just walked by, just missed it, right here, Happy Apartments. So why not stay in a place called Happy Apartments? Gotta be better than miserable apartment. Alright, love you all.